Welcome back to my channel, guys. It's 2024 now, but I would love to quickly look back on 2023 and discuss my top 3 favourite brands of the year. The 3 brands I'm about to mention have, for me, gone above and beyond in their respective rights, whether it's continued success or sheer determination. At the end of this video, I will be revealing my personal winner, so stay tuned for that. So starting off, this brand may not come as a surprise to most of you, simply because it is well known that they have dominated the watch space in 2023, and that is of course Tudor. Tudor released some big watches this year, so let's talk about them. The Black Bay 54 was Tudor's answer to, well, everything really. The brand already had the Black Bay 41 and the Black Bay 58, both watches suiting their respective wrist sizes well. But something was missing, a 37mm watch that further recognises Tudor's heritage and love for dive watches. Enter the Black Bay 54, a watch that had everyone in awe after its announcement at Watches and Wonders. The Black Bay 54 has gone on to be a major success and is a perfect example of a watch scaling down in order to scale up. The updated Black Bay was another big hit in 2023 from Tudor. The new Black Bay comes with its new META certification and small tweaks to the case and dial. The new Jubilee bracelet option was a welcome addition to an already good-looking watch. Tudor also did away with the rather glaring tube between the crown and the case, making the watch more sleek. The Black Bay GMT was another favourite from Tudor in 2023. The new opaline dial was an instant hit and matches well with the blue and red bezel. GMT complication watches are always popular, and so Tudor made the right decision to capitalise on this. Of course, we also had the new dial versions for the Tudor Royale. 2 colours were released for the dial, the chocolate brown and the salmon. Now, the Royale has a lot of potential, and it's my personal belief that Tudor will continue to work hard on this watch until it receives the recognition it deserves. And they aren't far off. Despite the watch flying a bit under the radar, the future can only be good for this model. Tudor also released the Pelagos FXD in black with a unidirectional bezel. The Black Bay 31 to 41 non-diver lineup also received a refresh, including colour changes, small design changes and an enhanced caliber inside. Tudor overall has had a busy year, upgrading the majority of their lineup whilst introducing new models to keep everyone happy. Tudor really continued to be top of their game when it comes to making small incremental changes to their already accomplished lineup. Second on my list is a brand that arguably was the most consistent of 2023, and that is Longines. With the release of the Spirit Zulu time in 2022, Longines had a lot to live up to. Watch enthusiasts weren't sure if this spectacular and unexpected release was just a one-off, or if they could expect more from a brand that seemed to be reinvigorating itself. Fast forward a year, and it turns out Longines are serious about, well, everything. Possibly one of my favourite releases from the brand, the new dateless Legend Diver 39mm was unveiled unto the world. Few designs can rival the original 1959 Diver, and over the years Longines have been tweaking this model to get it just right. The 39mm case size is the newest addition to the lineup. However, the watch is now slightly redesigned to make it smaller and more comfortable for the modern wrist. Thankfully, the double crown setup remains, as does the 300 meters of water resistance. This is just a stunning upgrade to an already accomplished timepiece. In 2023, Longines also released the new Hydroconquest GMT, which brings together excellent build quality and performance with a modern diver look. This watch takes the angled and bulky characteristics of the Hydroconquest range, but ever so slightly softens it, with rounder edges at the bezel and crown guards. For me personally, this was a big upgrade in terms of looks, with the blue version rivaling the Submariner in terms of aesthetics. This watch really filled a gap where true divers and travellers can now obtain a reasonably priced but high quality watch that doesn't follow the trends of Rolex, Omega and so on. Longines also released the Conquest Chronograph with 2 of the most attractive colour combinations to date. One being the champagne dial with a black bezel and the other being the silver-white dial with a black bezel. With a completely redesigned dial as well, this watch suddenly makes sense. Longines also made the case slightly larger at 42mm in order to showcase the true sportiness of this watch. With other fun releases like the Pilot Majetek and the 41mm versions of the Conquest in some really gorgeous colours, it seems that there just isn't any stopping Longines right now, and I'm all for that. So last on this top 3 list for me of 2023 is Christopher Ward. Well, where do I start really? A few years ago, Christopher Ward was a brand name that you might have heard being thrown around here and there, but most of us probably didn't take notice. How could we? We have endless grail watches to chase, and trying to keep tabs on all the watch releases from brands like Tudor, Omega, Rolex and so on is hard enough. This year particularly, Christopher Ward released some watches that really took me by surprise. The 12 was Christopher Ward's present to us in the form of an integrated steel bracelet sports watch. It has a fun design that doesn't feel too similar to other watches of this category. The 12-sided bezel, paired with a chronometer movement in the titanium version, and slim dimensions made this watch extremely hard to ignore. Throw in the $1,500 price point, and Christopher Ward really were making a statement with this timepiece. Next was the C1 Moonphase, Christopher Ward's version of a Moonphase watch for the modern wrist. This striking watch comes with an adventurine dial, which is sparkly and dazzling by nature. The whole dial is a statement with no indices or numerals, just the handset and the Moonphase. Christopher Ward wanted us to focus on just the Moonphase and the dial, and I'm sure you can all agree with me in saying we did just that. What's more, the ingenious in-house movement follows the movements of the moon perpetually for 128 years. Christopher Ward then went on to release new colours for its C63 Sealander automatic, with the mulberry red dial really standing out. This classic sports explorer watch comes in the all-important 36mm and therefore appeals to a wide range of wrists. With impressive case finishing and a solid bracelet to match, this is quickly looking like an attractive alternative to more pricier explorer examples. Finally, we have a watch that stunned the whole world on release, and it is of course the C1 Bel Canto. This stunning Swiss-made piece is a chiming watch, which also showcases the chiming mechanism above the brushed black dial. The movement is enclosed in a grade 5 titanium case, which allows for better sound amplification. The chime gives a tone in the key of D that can also be silenced through a pusher located at 4 o'clock. Christopher Ward had no reason to create this watch, but the determination of technical director Frank Stelzer meant that after 3 years of testing, this watch could be brought to market, and just with 300 pieces. If there's any watch in 2023 which shocked the world, it was the Bel Canto, and we have to give Christopher Ward the credit they deserve for creating this beautiful timepiece. So here it is guys, which brand is my personal favourite, the winner of this video? Whilst all these brands have had a really strong 2023, for me personally there is only one that stands out more from the crowd, and that is Christopher Ward. Christopher Ward has only very recently started hanging out with the big boys, and one could argue that they aren't really a micro brand anymore. They used to be, but it feels like they've used the recent success of their lineup to scale up production. The quality and design of Christopher Ward's watches remains very consistent, and they surprised us with out-of-the-box thinking, and it's just something that you don't come to expect from a smaller brand, and that's why they are my favourite for this video. Let me know in the comments guys what you thought of Christopher Ward in 2023 and as the brand in general, and if you think they deserve to win this award, and I'll see you in the next video.